Hey there guys, it's IDSlatt back with another video, and today we're taking a look at the 2021 LEGO Star Wars Trouble on Tatooine set. So let's jump straight into it. First for our builds we have a Tusken Raider hut. This is a nice little build. It has some cool little details like the bone in that pot there, and then we also have a little fire, which is nice. You can pose your Raider right there if you want. That looks pretty cool. This thing looks really good from the back. I like these ratchet pieces they use to put this thing together. You can also make it into kind of like a straight wall if you want, which I thought was a cool little touch where you can really adjust it in any sort of way you want to. And while it's fairly plain in here, it does serve as a nice piece of scenery. And you can plop a figure in here if you want, and that doesn't look too bad. You can close that up. It's fairly tight, but I think it's a nice little build for them to add to this set. Next up for our builds, we have this fairly large kind of crossbow turret for the Tusken Raiders. It definitely looks like something the Raiders would use. Looks like they took their time trying to design this thing. It has these pieces, which I'm assuming are used to crank the thing up. This thing does not actually crank up, but you can pose a figure on here like so. And from there, you can have them shoot there with this piece here. So what you want to do for that is you just do that. And they give you two of these nice little kind of silver crossbow pieces to shoot. The crossbow is also held up by this translucent 2x2 piece. Our third and final build here is this speeder for the Mandalorian and Grogu. This is a really nice build. It's relatively in scale to our figures. If I have Din Djarin up next to this thing, we can see it's pretty good as far as scale is concerned. It's maybe a little bit large, but overall I think the scale is pretty decent. Pretty much from any angle, this thing looks good. You have the option to store a backpack here, and then there's also a slot for you to put the Mandalorian's weapon. But by far the best feature in this thing, in my opinion, would be that you can put Grogu in that little pouch there. That is just awesome. I was very, very glad to see that they added that neat little feature. And the figures fit on here pretty well. You can just have them hold on to the handle pieces. First up for the figures is the Tusken Raider. We can see he has some very, very detailed prints on his torso and his legs. No prints on his arms. And then he also has some very nice printing on his back with a buckle there. And he has a staff, kind of that weird staff thingy the Tusken Raiders use. I'm not sure what it's called, but that's a nice build that they have there. I think it's about 4 pieces. And the head mode for this Tusken Raider looks great. Second for our figures, we have the Mandalorian Din Djarin in his fully Beskar armor. This time around, we have a cape for him, no jetpack, which I'm fine with. This is a pretty solid looking figure overall. No complaints with him. He does have pretty much the same prints as all of the other versions of Beskar armored Mandalorian. We can see for his weapon, it's not a specialized mold or anything. It's just a regular blaster with a lightsaber and kind of a wrench piece. I wish they would give him his own mold for this thing, but it looks pretty decent. And we can see there is no head under the helmet. He also has some very nice back printing on him as well. Last for our figures, we have Baby Grogu. The only printing we have on this figure is his eyes and his torso. He's a fairly basic figure, which is fine. He is just a little baby Grogu. Overall, he looks great. My favorite part about this figure is that you can just sit him in the Mandalorian's hand if you want to. And let's be honest, this is like the cutest thing ever. Overall, I think this is a really good set for the Mandalorian series from LEGO. It features some very good builds. I have no real complaints about the builds. The only real complaint I could have for the builds is the fact that this hut here we have is just one half of a hut. I'd maybe like to see a full hut. That would be nice, even if they had to cut out one of the builds or make the set a couple more bucks expensive. I think the figure showing is very good. We get Mandalorian, Grogu, and the Tusken Raider, of course. And who doesn't love the Tusken Raider? I mean, just look at that pretty face. I think that for $30, this set offers a pretty good value. The piece to price ratio is very good. I think one more figure would make the value of this set just perfect. I would like to see one more Tusken Raider. Other than that, though, I have no real complaints about this set. It's a cheap way to get Grogu and the Mandalorian and some very nice builds. And who doesn't love Tusken Raiders? So I'm going to go ahead and give this set a 10 out of 10. It has my stamp of approval. I would definitely recommend it. It's fairly old at this point. It's about 2 years old. But you could still find it readily available in stores. I found mine at Walmart a few months ago. So definitely, I would recommend this. Definitely pick it up if you're a fan of The Mandalorian. I know you can find this thing on sale for like 25 bucks, which I think is a perfect price for this set. So guys, that's the set here. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to let me know what you think about this video in the comments. Feel free to like the video if you liked it. Feel free to dislike the video if you did not like it. I hope to see you in the next one as well.